Gravano was living large down Arizona on that federal tit.
All right, let's get you home.
I like the son. Should be closer to Hollywood anyway.
Chris, you're in the Mafia.
Hey, what's up guys? I wanted to take a quick second to remind you to please hit that subscribe button, and if you like what we're doing and want to make a donation to the channel, you can do that via Cash App at American Made Channel. Now let's get into it.
Here's a guy that admitted to 19 murders, and the government makes a deal with him and puts him back out on the street. I mean, come on. 19 murders, you make a deal with a guy like that and put him back on the street, and you know what he was doing? They were selling ecstasy in the club. They needed Gotti. I mean, they wanted him. He beat them so many times. He was, thumbing his nose in their face, and they wanted him, and they were willing to make a deal with anybody. On John Gotti's worst day, he was a better guy than Sammy. On his worst day. I mean, I wasn't a fan of his. He had kind of a Napoleon complex, and he was a small guy, and he was just very arrogant. So a lot of people didn't get along with him, I mean, he was a different crew than me, but we still didn't get along. You know what happened? I'll tell you what happened in our life. There was a lot of respect. There was also a lot of fear. What happened in our life when guys on the street started fearing the government more than they were fearing our life, that's when everybody started flipping and turning, and it was unbelievable. 30, 40 years ago, you got 10 years, you got 15 years. Anybody can do that. You do 7, 8 years, you get out on parole, you go back to your life. Today, they hit you with a RICO charge. You got 20 years right off the bat, no more parole, meaning you're doing 17 and a half minimum. And if you get 20 on a RICO case, you're lucky. I was facing 150 years, and they would have gave me every bit of it. Because when I was in MDC, I'm watching these guys going to trial. They're coming back 300 years, 90 years. I said, man, I'm the youngest guy. They're going to give me 5,000 years. I'll never get out of jail. But that's why guys didn't stand up. Nobody stands up. It's very hard. You know one guy that stood up? My dad. My dad, they can give him 5 million years. He's never saying a word to anybody. He was that kind of a guy. I was in the next cell with Sammy, and I'll never forget. We were in NDC, and we were talking through the air conditioning vent. For some reason, he didn't sound right to me. Just things were not sounding right the way he was talking. And then they came and took him away not too long after that.
I cannot believe that Pussy would feed a can enough to hurt his friends. That's what they said about Gravano.